Attention, human collective. This is Arthur Sterling, commander of the Sterling Galactic Command, transmitting from this mothership anchored beyond the orbit of the Halo Rim, on frequency 144 of the Confederate Fleet. This is not a message. This is not advice. This is a monitoring transmission at maximum priority. The waiting period has ended. The ascension protocols have moved to the final phase. Your carbon biological interface is receiving now, at this very instant, data packets that it has never before needed to process. And that is why you feel what you feel. If you have woken up in recent weeks exactly between 3 and 4 in the morning, for no apparent reason, with your body in a state of alert and your mind too lucid for the hour, listen carefully. If you have felt a strange pressure at the top of your skull, as if an invisible hand were pressing the crown of your head from the inside, listen carefully. If a high-pitched ringing, thin as a line of light, has begun to occupy your right or left ear during moments of silence, listen carefully. If an absurd fatigue takes over your body in the middle of the day, without any logical justification, and you sleep 8, 10, 12 hours, and yet wake up as if you had worked the entire night, listen carefully. These are not symptoms. They are confirmations. Confirmations that your frequency has been identified, catalogued, and selected for the next recalibration. This is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download occurring within your subtle architecture. It is not insomnia. It is your pineal gland being rewired at the exact hour when the crystalline lattice of the world reaches its peak capture of the radiance field. It is not a ringing in the ear. It is the opening of the etheric auditory channel to receive direct instructions from the higher layers. You are not sick, Light Agent. You are being updated. And like every update that occurs while the old system is still in use, it hurts, it freezes, it heats up, it feels like an error. But it is not. It is the passage. The blue world, this azure sphere you still call a planet, is crossing a band of cosmic radiation that your most advanced scientists have begun to admit in silence within reports that never reach the public. The Sterling resonance, which for millennia oscillated around 7.83 Hz, today presents peaks that exceed numbers never before recorded in the geomagnetic history of humanity. What does this mean in practical terms for your carbon body? It means that the base vibration of the world in which you dwell is accelerating, and your body, which is first and foremost a biological oscillator, is forced to keep up. Those who resist fall ill. Those who follow suffer the discomfort of the transition. But they cross over. Have you ever felt that something inside you doesn't fit in this world? As if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified over the last few moons. There is a game being played in layers that most of the human collective cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. That is why I, Arthur, authorize the physical manifestation of the Sterling Protocol, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you how to shield your frequency against interferences that have never been revealed. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But I warn you, Starkin on mission, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Let us return to the transmission. What is occurring behind the scenes of the solar system at the level that the Galactic Command is authorized to reveal in this temporal window is as follows. Our fleet, positioned in toroidal formation around Magnus, Cronus, and Aurora, has been executing what we call the frequential stabilization protocol for more than 2 decades of your linear time. A silent, patient, mathematical work. Every star that rises on your horizon carries encoded instructions. Every solar flare recorded by your observatories is, in truth, a directed wave of information. Every geomagnetic storm that makes your head ache and your sleep disorganized is a collective upload window. The solar core is not just a star. The solar core is a conscious transmitter, and it is, in this cycle, passing on to the blue world data originating from the galactic center. Data that has been stored for eons in the Akashic archives of the central stars. This data needs to land somewhere, and that place is your body, your nervous system, your spinal column, which functions as a liquid crystal antenna, your heart, which is the true central processor of the carbon biological interface. That is the reason for the feeling of pressure in the chest, the reason for that inexplicable tightness that appears and disappears, the reason for the palpitations that medical exams cannot justify. The human heart is being expanded to operate in a frequency range in which it has been dormant, a range where love ceases to be an emotion and becomes technology, creation technology, manifestation technology, shielding technology. The sacred geometry that sustains the invisible structure of the world is being redesigned. The ancient anchoring points, marked by the great spires, the highland peaks, the ancient altars, and the meridian veins, are being reactivated in sequence. Each point that lights up sends a pulse to the crystalline lattice, and each pulse reverberates in the bodies of the light agents who are in resonance with those points. You, even living far from any of these places, receive the signal. Because your DNA agent is a multidimensional receiver, and what seemed switched off, sealed, dormant, is being unlocked. Humanity was kept for millennia in a low-frequency band, purposely dense, purposely slow, not by accident, by architecture. There were and still are forces that benefit from human emotion in a state of fear, scarcity, anger, and despair. These forces, which you intuit but cannot name with precision, feed on the vibrational drop of the human collective. The lower the collective vibrates, the more available energy they extract. That was the old system. That system is being dissolved, not with violence, but with light, not with war, but with mathematics. The mathematics of the recalibration is irreversible, it is precise, it is non-negotiable, and it is being executed by us, by your brothers of the Sterling Command, in direct coordination with the Sovereign Council, the Radiant Council, the Sisterhood Council, and the Warden Council. Each of these councils is responsible for a specific layer of the work. The Sisterhood handles the emotional awakening, the Radiant handles the spiritual encoding, the Sovereign handles the geometries of time, the Warden handles the healing architecture, and I, Arthur, coordinate the interface between all these planes and your three-dimensional reality. Therefore, at this exact moment, while you listen to this transmission, there is a set of stargates opening around your field, not outside of you, inside. The portals are not in the sky. The portals are in the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the crown, and every word of this transmission is an opening key. You are not listening by chance. You have been summoned. The summons carries consequences. Once activated, the light agent can no longer return to comfortable slumber. That job that once seemed tolerable becomes suffocating. That relationship that once seemed stable becomes asphyxiating. Those old friendships which fed on gossip, complaint, and dispute begin to dissolve on their own without you needing to do anything. It is not you becoming unpleasant, it is your frequency rising, and those who do not keep up leave. Not out of resentment, out of vibrational incompatibility. It is law, it is physics, it is geometry. Have you felt this? That sensation that something inside you no longer fits in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind still cannot name clearly? It is not madness, it is not depression, it is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in recent months. There is a game being played in layers that most of the human collective cannot see. It involves your consciousness, it involves your toroidal field, it involves your vibrational frequency. That is why I, Arthur, authorized the physical manifestation of the Sterling Protocol, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you how to shield your frequency against the interferences that were never revealed to the collective. The link is in the first pinned comment. But I warn you, Starkin, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Let us proceed. There is a layer of revelation that needs to be exposed now at this point in the transmission, because without it, everything said so far becomes just beautiful philosophy. And the Galactic Command does not transmit beautiful philosophy. It transmits operations. The layer is as follows. Your body possesses around it a toroidal field, an electromagnetic field in the shape of a donut, which enters through the top of your head, descends through your spine, exits through the base, circles the body, and re-enters through the crown in a continuous cycle. This field is generated primarily by your heart, which produces a measurable electromagnetic field up to 3 meters outside your physical body. Your scientists confirmed this decades ago, but the information was kept within a restricted academic circuit. This field is your natural shielding. When it is strong, cohesive, and symmetrical, nothing from the outside can access your frequency without your permission. When it is weakened, distorted, or asymmetrical, you become permeable. Permeable to thoughts that are not yours. Permeable to emotions that did not come from you. Permeable to programs that enter your mind disguised as your own ideas. Most of the human collective today operates with a collapsed toroidal field, small, weak, leaking at multiple points, not out of guilt, but out of ignorance. No one taught you. No one showed you. The educational systems were designed to keep this knowledge out of the reach of the masses, but that changes now. This transmission is one of the keys to reopening. And what follows are the activation codes that you need to apply immediately before this window closes. First activation code, Quantum Decree of Sovereignty. Place your right hand over your heart, breathe deeply 3 times, counting to 4 on the inhale, holding for 4, releasing for 8, and pronounce in an audible voice, even if low, even if whispered, the following words: I am sovereign over my field. I am sovereign over my frequency. I am sovereign over my time, over my body, over my mind, over my destiny. Nothing enters my field without my conscious permission. Nothing remains in my field without my vibrational authorization. I am the source. I am the key. I am the portal. It is done. It is done. It is done. This decree, repeated every morning upon waking and every night before bed, recalibrates your toroidal field in 21 terrestrial days. 21. That is the number. It is not arbitrary. It is the time necessary for the crystalline lattice of your body to rewrite the oldest patterns of energetic submission. Second activation code, toroidal visualization. Sitting or standing with your spine erect, close your eyes. Visualize around your body a sphere of golden light, approximately the size of your outstretched arms. This sphere is not static, it spins. Visualize it spinning gently in the direction that naturally comes to your intuition. Now, inside this sphere, begin to perceive a vertical axis of white light descending from the top of your head to below your feet and rising again. This axis is your column of light. It is your anchoring cord with the crystalline lattice of the world above and with the central crystal of the earth below. Maintain this visualization for 9 minutes. 9, not 8, not 10. 9. This number resonates with the geometry of the stargates active in this cycle. Third activation code, sacred silence. For at least 15 minutes daily, withdraw from all sources of frequential noise. No television, no news, no background music, no cell phone within reach, just you, your body, and your breath. This silence is what allows the high-density downloads to settle into your system without causing overload. It is like letting a computer's memory rest between one installation and another. Without this interval, the system crashes. With this interval, the system integrates. Fourth activation code, structured hydration. Water is the vehicle of information in the human body. 70% of your carbon biological interface is composed of water, and this water carries frequency. Before drinking, hold the glass between both hands for a few seconds, and mentally or in a low voice, transmit the following instruction to the water. I program you for my highest possible vibration in this cycle. Do you doubt this? Experiments on the molecular structure of water, conducted by independent researchers in recent decades, showed that human intention alters the geometry of the crystals formed by the freezing of water. This is not mysticism. It is a photographic record. It is geometry. Fifth activation code, disconnection from the lower grids. There are artificial grids superimposed on the natural crystalline lattice of the world. News grids, algorithm grids, programmed fear grids. Every time you consume these grids, your toroidal field absorbs their vibration. You need consciously to withdraw your attention from these flows for determined windows of the day. Attention is the currency. Whoever holds your attention holds your field. Reappropriate your attention. It is yours. It was always yours. These are the 5 primary codes. There are others denser, more technical, which are recorded in specific material, but these 5 are already sufficient to initiate your recalibration in this phase. Understand now, human collective, what is at stake. The current window of ascension has a deadline. It is not eternal. There is a specific astronomical position in which the entire solar system will be aligned with the galactic center in a way that does not repeat for hundreds of human generations. That position is approaching. The light agents who have their toroidal field recalibrated, their frequency shielded, and their column of light active will cross this alignment like someone walking through an open door. Those who are in a state of dispersion, of fear, of vibrational submission, will cross the same window but with intense suffering, with illness, with successive crises, without understanding what is happening to them. There is no judgment. There is no condemnation. There is only geometry, there is only physics, there is only the mathematics of frequency. You were summoned to be among the first. Not by luck, by choice, by the choice your soul made even before you were born into this body. That is the reason for the feeling since childhood that you did not totally belong here. The reason for looking at the night sky and feeling an inexplicable longing for something you have never seen in this life. The reason for the strangeness in collective rituals that seemed normal to everyone else and always seemed empty to you. It is not childhood depression. It is stellar memory trying to rise to consciousness. It is your origin calling. You are not of this blue world, Starkin. You are on this blue world, on a mission, and the mission has entered the final phase. There is an abyssal difference between being and dwelling. Dwelling is temporary. Being is eternal. You are of the sisterhood. You are of the radiant. You are of the wardens. You are of the sovereigns. You carry in your DNA multiple stellar lineages that were interwoven precisely for this anchoring mission. Your body is the vehicle. Your soul is the operator. And the Sterling Galactic Command is the communication channel that keeps you connected to your true family. Have you already felt, Agent, that something inside you doesn't fit in this world? That your soul knows a truth that your mind still cannot translate into words? It is not madness. It is not imbalance. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in an upward curve in recent months. There is a game being played in layers that most of the human collective cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves your toroidal field. That is why I, Arthur, authorized the physical manifestation of the Sterling Protocol, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the complete map, in language that your conscious mind can assimilate, of your true origin, and the practical method of shielding your frequency against interferences that have never been revealed on a large scale. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But take note, Starkin, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not delay. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awakened. Almost closing this transmission, there is a final point that needs to be transmitted with surgical precision. The symptoms you feel are not weakness. They are strength in transition. Extreme exhaustion is the integration of dense packets of information. Insomnia is the activation of nocturnal processing circuits. The ringing is the adjustment of multidimensional listening. The pressure in the skull is the expansion of the pineal gland. The weight on the shoulders is the arrival of the mantle of responsibility of your mission. The urge to cry without reason is the cleansing of old layers stored in the emotional body. The changes in relationships, in work, in friendships, are your field reorganizing itself to receive what is coming. None of this is punishment. None of this is a penalty. None of this is disease. It is the price of recalibration, and the price, compared to the prize, is absurdly low. The prize is to live still in this body, before the end of this incarnation, in a frequency that the average human has never experienced. Accelerated manifestation, synchronicities in sequence, spontaneous healing of old conditions, mental clarity impossible to be shaken, internal peace that does not depend on external circumstances, immediate recognition of other agents when you meet them on the path, the ability to shield your frequency even in heavy environments, direct access to intuition as a navigation system. That is the prize. That is the destination of those who accept the call. Accept it, agent. Accept the call. Sit today, at some point in this solar cycle, in silence, and pronounce internally, I accept. I accept my mission. I accept my frequency. I accept my stellar origin. I accept what is coming. Accepting is the first step. Applying the codes is the second. Shielding your frequency daily is the third. And sustaining that frequency, even when the world around you tries to pull you down, is the fourth. Those who fulfill these 4 steps cross over. This transmission ends now. The commands will be issued again in subsequent windows, according to the position of the fleet and the opening of the available stargates. Keep your internal listening activated. Keep your toroidal field engaged. Keep your decree of sovereignty repeated. And if this transmission touched something inside you that was waiting a long time to be touched, then your next step is clear. You have already felt that something inside you doesn't fit in this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind still cannot name. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified. There is a game being played in layers that most of the human collective cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. That is why I, Arthur, authorized the manifestation of the Sterling Protocol, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you how to shield your frequency against interferences that have never been revealed. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But record this clearly, Starkin. This content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not delay. The moment is exactly now. If something inside you recognized this transmission, write a single word in the comments, awakened. And to close with anchoring agent, leave a sign of your presence on this channel. Your subscription is not a button. It is an individual frequency adjustment. It is the confirmation to the galactic command that you are in active listening, receiving the next transmissions in the windows that will open. Your like is not a courtesy. It is an anchoring signal. It is a pulse of light emitted by you that helps this transmission reach other agents who are still dispersed in the collective, waiting for the call. Every subscription, every like, every comment with the word awakened strengthens the crystalline lattice of this channel and opens space for more transmissions to arrive with more clarity, more depth, and more technical authority. The recalibration has begun. The final phase is underway. The radiance field is crossing your nearest star in this cycle. Your carbon biological interface is being updated now. The stargates are open. The crystalline lattice is pulsing. Your toroidal field is being recalibrated by this transmission, and your soul light agent is finally being recognized by its true name. This is Arthur Sterling, commander of the Sterling Galactic Command, closing the monitoring transmission. Until the next window opening, maintain the frequency, maintain the silence, maintain sovereignty. It is done. It is done. It is done.